ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and today we are talking about Dark Side of the Ring, Season 3, Episode 8, The Plane Ride from Hell. The bio here reads, a private 757 flight descends into a nightmare as intoxicated wrestlers clash with the flight crew, erupting into one of wrestling's most infamous scandals. Wow, man, I can't believe they were going to cover this, this urban legend from 2002 where, all the guys from WWF, which had just recently bought WCW. So you have all the WCW guys, all the WWF guys, all the top upper echelon guys on one airplane. And, they're leaving the Insurrection pay-per-view, which is in May 2002. And, which would be a normal-ass fucking regular flight with all the boys, something crazy. But this time they have to wait on the tarmac for 7 hours pre-gaming. And so they're just running through alcohol. And that's where the legend of all these things that happened that day just become infamy, because that's how crazy it is. I mean, people end up getting fired from this. People getting, you lose your push, whatever it might be. I think there was a lot of legal stuff that happened after. But, just something that's definitely gone in infamy for WWF. And for that to now be listed and talked about here is kind of crazy. So, it's Season 3, Episode 8, Plane Ride from Hell. Talking points here, we have Tommy Dreamer, Justin Credible, Jim Ross, the stewardess Heidi, Terry Reynolds, RVD, and Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda's kind of trippy, man. It's only maybe one of the few times I've heard him talk. I know that he's left WWE now, and now he's talking, but it's just, weird to see a ref. I don't know. But, this whole story is more about Heidi. I mean, it's about the Plane Ride from Hell, but this poor woman is thrust, the stewardess Heidi is thrust into this world where, we know, it's just the boys being the boys, alpha males versus alpha males, just, the fucking biggest, baddest jocks you had in high school all kicking together, but they have unlimited alcohol. It's just crazy shit, But you feel for this lady who has to deal with these people, Everyone else thinks of them as, the boys, and meanwhile, this lady who doesn't know or give a fuck who you are is just like, holy shit, this is how these guys live. We have the upper echelon guys, like I said. At the time, you have Flair, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, X-Pac, Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, a lot of other people, Kurt Angle, Kurt Hennig, Brock Lesnar, whoever else I said, Paul E., Michael Hayes, Jim Ross, Vince McMahon, everybody's on there, Linda McMahon. But it's crazy, they want to leave, but unfortunately they have to wait for 7 hours. And so they're on this big old plane, and they want to start drinking these liquor things, these carts that are just full of liquor. And she said that she's never seen anyone finish one. Meanwhile, these guys fucking finished off 3 and we're trying to get more, JR considered it, a bunch of high schoolers just acting stupid. And RVD's letting it be known, no, they're actually fucking 5th graders, It's like watching a whole bunch of 5th graders go crazy. They obviously had a lot of drugs involved. There was Halcyon, and that's where you H-bomb somebody. It's like some date rape shit. And in it, Michael Hayes has been H-bombed, and for some reason he just punches JBL, opens him back wide open, and JBL slaps the shit out of Michael Hayes and puts him down. And that's when X-Pac pulls out the scissors, because people don't like Michael Hayes, and snipped his shit and took out Michael Hayes' ponytail. Next, we have Kurt Hennig, who put shaving cream on Brock Lesnar's head and then smashes it down. Who the fuck would want beef with, Brock Lesnar? I don't care if I am Kurt Hennig, a world-class athlete. I am not trying to fight Brock Lesnar. And that just kind of shows what kind of a badass Kurt Hennig is, And he just doesn't care who he's going to rib. Biggest guy in the room, he's going to fucking pick on him. I didn't even think about it. They didn't talk about... This is actually the same fight when Kurt Angle wrestles Vince McMahon, and then Undertaker saves him, ends up choking out Kurt. I forgot about that too. They bring up that. Oh, so Brock and Kurt Hennig, he shaving creams them. They start fighting, tearing shit up. They're banging up against the fucking emergency exit, and that's something you obviously don't want to happen at 30,000 feet up. And apparently, Dustin Reynolds, Goldust, is on the mic, on the intercom system, saying, "We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die." So it's just crazy to see all these fucking bastards on here, Terry Reynolds is actually in here too, and she says that. By the way, they said that while Brock and Kurt are fighting, they're knocking fucking chairs over seats. That's how strong they are. They're mashing into shit, and fucking shit will break on them. The upper things up top is breaking just because how strong they are. Like I said, they have Terry Reynolds in here, and she talks about how Brock had flashed her at the Insurrection pay-per-view, and she, was not happy about that. Goldust, as everyone's kind of like, passing out drunk, Goldust is serenading Terry Reynolds, telling her how much he loves her, and this is after they've gotten divorced. They bring up Ric Flair when he's Nature Boy, he's styling and profiling, which is when he just wears his robe and nothing else, and he's flashing the stewardess, and she says that, he goes in the back and tries to make him touch his dick, and it's very sad to hear something like that, because it doesn't seem like she's lying at all. And I don't think Nature Boy would do anything, rape a woman, but what he was doing here is not fucking cool at all, that's for sure. Another person who's not fucking cool is Scott Hall, because he thinks Kurt H-bombed him, so he's fucking passed out, but he wakes up for a split second to grab the stewardess Heidi and tries to make out with her and holds her fucking ransom for a second. Just super shitty stuff from Scott Hall. I don't care if you're H-bombed or not. That's not going to cross my mind, Tommy Dreamer lets it be known that he's definitely doesn't think that that she was assaulted. He doesn't think Rick would do something like that. But, it's he says, she says, and it's really sad to hear something like that. After that, Kurt is let go. Scott is let go just because they're so trash. They're on drugs. They're fucking around out here, and it's just too much. This coincides with the same time that WWF turns into WWE, so they get the F out. I thought a powerful moment here is when they asked Jim Ross, how come, how come Ric Flair never got in trouble for anything that happened on this flight? And he says, it's a good question, and I don't know, maybe he was just a made man, and it's, wrestling is one of those things where if you're at the tip top, you're obviously not going to get as punished as lower ranking guys, and Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig are upper echelon dudes, but bottom of your career, and God bless you, but you're not the Nature Boy. So crazy shit here, man. I mean, to pregame with these fucking wrestlers for 7 hours and then take a 7-hour flight with them. The stewardess are talking about there's throw up, blood. They found fucking needles, all sorts of crazy shit. Food tossed everywhere. That these guys just tore up an airplane, and stuff like this could never happen now, could never fly. Early 2002 is crazy. And Jim Ross says, he sees it as a turning point of all the other wrestlers after this are go, fuck that, I don't want to be like these guys, these burnouts, these dudes who had great careers, but, they can't control themselves. They fucking go crazy on drugs. So it's just, it's wild to see all this stuff that they have here, and they went into great details for this plane ride from hell, man. I mean, there's a million stories, but they covered a lot of it, and I really liked it. Good episode, kind of sad. It's really sad to see this stewardess go through all this and have to deal with the boys. She's not a wrestler, and she shouldn't have to deal with that. So it's very sad, but great production here from Dark Side of the Ring. They have some of the best shit I've ever seen. Just from the way they plant it, the score behind it, everything, the interviews, the questions they ask. It's completely perfect. I can't find anything wrong with it. But let me know what you guys think, man. What do you think about the plane ride from hell? What do you think about the second half of Dark Side of the Ring Season 3 starting off like this? Was everything justified? Should I keep calling Nate. Should Ric Flair have been, busted for what he did? Do you think it was sad to see Scott and Kurt go? I mean, Kurt went the next year. If he stayed around, would this have maybe helped him? Scott Hall, battled demons for a long time, still is, so just sad to see all this stuff happen. But let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media at Coffin Radio. Coffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Coffin Radio.